New Year! It's Tina Reynolds and Mia Lopez from Uptown Studios, and we are here to ring in the new year and talk a little bit about marketing and how we're doing. I am the president and owner of Uptown Studios and excited for 2021, and we want to share some of the exciting things that we're going to do. And Mia, introduce yourself.
Hi, I am Mia Lopez, Marketing Director at Uptown Studios, and thank you for joining us first Monday of the new year. I know we started, Slack was down this morning and it's slowly getting back up. So we're, it's just kind of like trying to get moving for 2021, right?
Oh, it is. It is. It's like I went for an early walk this morning and made it like 12 blocks, and then it started raining and we had to turn around and come back. So it is what it is. We wanted to talk about how, in your soul, you think like, okay, here we've got this new year. What are the new things that we're going to plan and how it's all going to be different? But it's pretty much the same. In fact, it's a little worse because there's more of a lockdown and California is doing terrible with COVID and everybody needs to stay in. I know in my walk this morning, so many of the shops are closed, closed, not just for the morning. They're just closed until we get better at lowering those numbers in COVID. And I really think that this is an opportunity. This is an opportune time for small businesses and large businesses and nonprofits and everybody to take advantage of some time to start thinking about a campaign that's great that you can roll out when people start coming out again. Mm-hmm. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's always a great time. When we talk to clients, so often we're like, where are you currently? Where are you with your marketing? Where are you with your audience? What do people think about you? What do they say about you? What are your competitors doing? And often the response is, well, we don't have enough time to look at those things. Yeah. And it's a really, really great time to reflect and start thinking about these aspects that influence your marketing and influence your audience.
Well, and you have time now. We have time. We are redesigning our website and we're going to roll it out in March. And I think we should do March 12th because that was the date that we all started working remotely. So maybe our website will roll out on March 12th. It's a time for us to be able to think about our own marketing. In December, we met and we talked about our marketing strategy and our plan for 2021. Well, on top of COVID, there's a dip in your number of your opportunities. But how do you switch that dip into a positive? And you just have to think about it. How do we do this around all this other stuff that's making it a little bit more challenging? And then you find those little gaps in between things, and you can start filling those and maintain your business. Mm-hmm. It's like all of the restaurants. Joining Meals on Wheels and selling meals to them. And maybe it's not the walk-in price that they used to get, but they're keeping people employed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's really cool to see all the pivots that businesses, restaurants, organizations have been able to make to adapt, including Uptown Studios and the way we've been operating. Yeah. And I'm really excited to see how that's going to affect marketing in 2021. I know a number of organizations, they're still planning on virtual conferences, virtual events. Yeah. Yeah, very much online. Our calendar, it's all video meetings and video calls for the foreseeable future.
Let's talk a little bit about video conferences, because what we're really seeing is that this is an opportunity to expand tenfold the number of people that can attend your conference. I mean, if you had 150 attendees at your physical conference last year where people drove and they got a hotel or they flew and they had meals out and they attended the 3-day conference and you had 150 people, well, you can expect to have 500 to 15,000 people. I mean, it can double exponentially. Instead of keeping it local, you can go statewide. Instead of keeping it statewide, you can go national. And and you can reduce your costs, and you end up netting so much more. More people are going to come because it's so easy. And
yeah,
so
I find myself attending more trainings, more webinars, more virtual events, just because it's so accessible. Whereas before, it's like I can only get to one event a week or whatever it is, because I have to travel there, I have to plan. So it's much more convenient for sure.
So if you're in a space where you may be planning to have a conference or a workshop or an event, and you go, oh man, what are we going to do? I think that this is an opportunity. This is not a negative. And you need to think about how to plan a virtual conference. You may want to ask us questions about StreamYard. That's the video conferencing program that we use on these podcasts, these little video casts. We recommend this rather than Zoom because you can show videos on this platform and they play really well. On Zoom, they play sucky. And what we have is a lot of people that are pre-recording a lot of phases of their conference and showing these videos, and they don't show well. They are slow, and then they catch up, and then the people are talking, but they're frozen. It's like, it's just not good. So find a program like StreamYard. Figure out how to use it. If you can't figure it out, we can help you. We are managing the back end of a couple of presentations that people are doing at conferences, where Bex, who's behind the scenes on this one, is preparing all of the lower thirds, all of the tickers across the bottom, and scheduling when she's going to hit play on the videos that are being created for these presentations. So there are things that you can do that are as engaging or more engaging than being in person and waiting for people to come into your little workshop room. What was the interactive program that you used at one of the human-centered design? Wasn't there a sticky note thing that you used?
I didn't prepare my notes. I don't. I'd have to research.
Don't know the name. Anyway, what we want you to think about is options that you can bring virtually that can make it as engaging as in person. You know, breakout sessions. You can have breakout sessions on. In fact, we've been doing it for. Oh my gosh, what's the name of the game that we've been playing?
Trivia?
Huh? Trivia, yes. Trivia. So we and then everybody breaks out into these rooms and you can play trivia. And Jackbox. Jackbox is another game playing where you can break it up and you can have some fun playing these drawing games or word games. Just having fun with people and then getting back to business. I think that those are things that you want to think about.
Yeah. And the other tools, like they're the sticky note thing that you were mentioning too. Like when we think about collaboration, I know that virtually, in person, we're very collaborative. We're often sharing sticky notes, we're sharing whiteboards, we're looking at things on the same surface. Google has some great tools, some virtual whiteboards to stay connected. And when we're in a brainstorming meeting, we can have that whiteboard up and we're all looking at the same thing versus just being in a video call, so it's helped improve our productivity a lot. Yeah.
Well, and, we could talk about hiring new people. We have hired 3 new people that I've not met in person in the hiring process. It has all been virtual, and the interviews seem to go pretty well. And we've ended up with some awesome people. In fact, Bex is one of them that is working behind the scenes here. So it is I think your attitude about COVID and being restricted is a major player in the success of your business. And for me, I don't like to think of it as a pivot. I like to think of it as an opportunity that I didn't see that was there when we were meeting in person. When we were all showing up at our studio to work, people would randomly work from home one day a week, maybe. And we liked it that way. We didn't think of everybody working from home until March 12th of last year. And then everybody went home. Well, now it's easy. It really is easy. The way that everybody is interacting, we have Slack. I don't know if you all are using Slack, but it is such an awesome inter-office connectivity tool. I highly recommend Slack. It's really growing and getting better. I know that Mia likes it because she can click on the little phone icon and we can call and see each other right away. It's easy. It's like Office 365. I think that they have the same kinds of things. The sticky note thing that I was talking about is called Jamboard. Google jamboard.google.com. Oh, look, there she is. That Bex in the back end. Look at, there it is. For your brainstorming sessions, this is really a great little tool to use. Mia?
Yeah. So, talk about collaboration, continuing and expanding the tools that we're using in 2021 for this virtual life, and even expanding that beyond 2021, right, Tina?
Right. This is not a temporary thing. We're not looking at working from home as temporary. We're going to have space that people can come and work in after COVID has lifted up and people are immunized and everything is getting back to normal. But my feeling is that most people are going to choose to work the flip of what we used to work. It's like 4 days from home and 1 day in the office, or not in the office at all. It is going to be entirely up to them, because what we know now is it works. It works. And yes, you can throw in a load of laundry, and yes, you can take a break and do some dishes, and yes, you can go for a walk with your dog, and yes, you can do some housework. But those breaks are really important that you have, so that you're not just sitting in one seat on a screen the whole day. And people are getting all of their work done and more. I think people are more productive working from home and happy. I mean, people are happy to do it. I think we miss that person-to-person contact, but you got to suck it up for a while and be good. As like this Christmas, we didn't have a family get together. A lot of families didn't. We sat at home and we had a crazy Zoom call where everybody opened their presents. It was very fun. And then it was great. It was great. We had our office party remote. I really had fun at our office party. I think that was it was so much fun. We played trivia. We had a white elephant exchange that everybody got to pick and steal presents from each other. It was really great. It's like an opportunity to put your creativity hat on and figure out how to have fun and stay connected and have as much connections that you can create with everybody that's on your team.
Tina, do you have some recommendations for maybe folks watching of like, they're thinking about 2021, we're thinking about what are the goals, what are the things that I want to accomplish this year, COVID and beyond? Yeah. Where should they start? What advice do you have?
I think that the best place to start is to have a goal and write it down and then check it. So those three things. So for Uptown Studios, we have a goal. We want to increase our video work by 20%. So we put a random number, a number that I think that we can achieve. We want to increase the number of videos that we do by 20%. So that's our goal, and I've written it down. And now it is, I can't just wish it. I have to do some things. So we're going to be rolling out some social media messaging. We're going to be rolling out e-blasts that talk about video production and the work that we can do, and be safe. And wear masks, and our people are trained on how to be safe and to create a video where everybody is distanced. You know, we got to zoom on those cameras so we can get in close while we're standing away. And creating videos and photography, how do we increase it? Well, we set up these opportunities to outreach and to put the message out there. And that's where Mia comes in. It's like, how do we promote a section of our business like video? What would you do? What would you do?
Yeah,
Mia?
well, I know for that goal in particular, you know, we would look at what kind of audiences. So who will we be making videos for? You know,
Right.
who do we want to reach out to? And then within that, I would do further research and think about, okay, why do they need video? How can Uptown Studios help them? What's the benefits of working with Uptown? And then how do we, you know, have a strategy behind that video? And how does Uptown help with all of those and beyond, right? And how easy are we to work with? And so I would look at the audiences, identify these important, what's important to them in these questions, and then we can start developing messaging. You know, it's like if we're in a, you know, maybe that is a message, Tina. It's like Uptown Studios is trained and ready for COVID videos. Like we are socially distanced and safe and sanitized when recording, keeping our audience and our clients safe.
Right. Well, and you know, the reason that I picked video as one of our areas that we want to increase in is that first we have capacity to increase. And next it is that because of COVID, video is way important, because what we're going to do is we're going to put you out there in front of your target audience so that they can start learning about your personality, how much to trust you. It's like all of these things that can come out of a video that we don't have the opportunity to meet them face to face. So it is, how do you get people to make that first call to you? Videos are the number one thing that people are using now to get their messages out there, whether it's video or animations. We're doing lots and lots of animations too, because we don't even have to have people in those. We can get a voiceover recorded and do an animated video, and it can have your message in there. And then you can drop in many languages into an animation without any additional cost other than the voiceovers in the language. So those kinds of things really work well. So knowing your target audience, knowing what the messaging that they're going to need, and then we're creating messaging that's going to support what you're going to need for your videos, so that we're saying, hey, look, we're right here. Choose us, choose us. So we're going to have to do some new videos.
Yeah, we'll have to do new videos. But it is, you know, so that's a great point, you know, identifying a goal, identifying the audience, identifying what you're going to say to them, identifying where they're at. Are there any other goals that maybe personally that you have for 2021 that you wouldn't mind sharing?
Yeah, I think that we're really in this space where there's been some shifting and moving internally at Uptown Studios. I'm going to be taking Mondays off, leaning towards cutting down some of my workload and increasing the responsibility of some of the other team members. Everybody's ready for a little more responsibility. In fact, you, Mia, is like helping me to be the face of Uptown Studios with all of the online stuff that we do. It is having you out there, really encouraging our team to join more boards or commissions or committees so that we show up and we're present. I will be joining more committees. I am always on committees. I'm always asked to be on committees, and I love it. I love doing that kind of stuff. So it's finding the things that we love. And what we know is if we show up and we're helping some group, let's say we're helping Meals on Wheels, the people that are surrounding them, that are supporting them, are other people from corporations that are working to support community. So they're like-minded individuals. So already you like them, and you're supporting a good cause together. When that company needs help, they're going to call us because we've worked together on something. So having more of our team show up on these boards and commissions and committees, and just being involved in the community, this is a really good thing. We donate work to nonprofits, and they tell their board of directors that we're donating work, and all of their board comes from outside of their group. So those kinds of things are really helpful for building business, but that's the long tail. That's an investment in building relationships and building your reputation. That's so important. So I'm going to continue with that and move people that are on our team and encourage them to do more. What about you, Mia? What do you see that, how can we grow Uptown Studios? Because how we grow is the same recommendations that we send out to other people.
Yeah. I mean,
so what one thing are you going to do?
The one thing that I'm going to do this year, I have, I'm going back to school, and so there's that learning aspect of it. And so my goal in 2021 is not just to learn through going back to school and having those classes, but also taking on some sort of learning in marketing, digital marketing, communications, taking on some independent studies for each month, or about once a month, learning something new. Yeah. So it's just my goal to just continue expanding for Uptown and for our clients.
I think that some of the best part of our team is that when we hire somebody, they really are lifetime learners. People that really, in the realm of what Uptown Studios does, it's digital. Everything is new. There's always something new. There's always something in the future that you need to start learning, so that when it becomes a standard thing, so we're early adopters to things. That's why we added video to our covey of services that we provide, because we knew that video was going to be very popular. We didn't know that it was going to be COVID that helped us along, but COVID is helping us in our video department. We just need to let people know that that's what we do. And so as we go, we want to look to lifetime learners. Everybody on our team is given paid time to learn all kinds of different things that they love. I think that's what makes lifetime learners having more fun learning something new, because it's something that they want to know. We are ever growing in Google is always pushing out new products and new stuff. We're ever growing in design, new techniques and new products. We just got all of our designers iPads so that they can start using, oh my God, what's Fresca? What is it?
Oh, not Procreate or?
Procreate. There's so many programs to use on the iPad to speed up the drawing process, and it's not just speeding it up, it's making it better. So learning all these programs, there's always something to learn at Uptown, and your business too. It's like everybody should be enrolled in, and I can't tell you how many classes. One of the best places that I have found some classes that you can go to is LinkedIn Learning. And I don't know if you all are using LinkedIn Learning, but they're really some in-depth classes. It's all free. They're great. They're great instructors, and it's tips and tricks on your particular business that you can learn. If you want to learn how to do a marketing plan, you can attend one of our seminars and our workshops, or you can go to LinkedIn and learn what they're telling you and ours. I mean, it's like there's so much. There's so much that's out there. LinkedIn is a good free option for people to expand their knowledge base.
And I love the time that I would normally spend driving to and from work, the office, or events. I'm using that time to invest it in learning more and learning deeper. So
yeah, and I love it. And it's not only learning your craft or your skill; it's learning how to be a better coworker. It's learning how to communicate better. It's learning how to listen better. It's all of these things that help us to grow and expand our knowledge base so that we can be better at what it is that we do. I love it. So we have about 4 minutes left. Did you make a resolution?
I was explaining this to you, a meeting that I had just before this, and 2021 so far, it hasn't felt like the big bang and transition of a new year, right? And I think too, part of me, I wake up January 1st and like, here's my resolution, here's how I'm changing, new year, new me, right? And I think that this year, and this might be my resolution inadvertently, is just transitioning into new things versus waking up one morning and immediately being there, like giving myself the time to grow and to take the steps and like be patient with the process.
Gosh, that's really good. That's really smart. I didn't make any New Year's resolutions. I feel like I find my changes as I go. It's kind of like what you're talking about. It's like I am trying to walk 4 miles a day, and it's hard to do it on rainy days, but it's become a habit. And once it becomes a habit, then it's not a chore. It's the time that I give myself to listen to the news and music and walk around the neighborhood with my dog. It's not a resolution. It is what I want to do. And COVID is giving us the opportunity to really think about what is it that you want to do with your time if you had some free time. And we all have additional free time that has gotten filled because of COVID, right? It's like you just said, we don't have to travel to meetings. We don't have to travel to work. We don't get interrupted by coworkers and have 15-minute walks and spontaneous meetings. We still have Zoom time with people, but it's really, you have to be thoughtful about it because you have to plan it. So it's not spontaneous distraction. So there's extra time. And what are you doing with that extra time? What are you doing with that extra hour a day? How are you filling it? Are you reading new books? Are you watching little trainings? And these trainings on LinkedIn they're very short, so you can squeeze them in between meetings and learn something new. And it's going to spark that enthusiasm to learn a little bit even more. I love it. So on New Year's Eve, we sat and watched the ball drop on TV and toasted each other and listened to all of the bombs going off around our house. It sounded like bombs, I swear. Those, I don't know, what are they called? M90s? Fireworks. Big explosive things. It sounded like people were letting off bombs until about 1:30. And that brought in our new year. And what we're doing is the same thing that we were doing before. We just have a lot of time to a little bit more time to think positively about how are we going to lean into this. Mm-hmm. I want everybody to, if you can, respect the COVID rules and regulations that are out there, because I want you all to be safe. We've got a good 6 to 9 months more of this, getting our vaccination, making sure that we're keeping our households safe and our families safe. It's hard. It's lonely. I miss everybody. I want to hug my grandchildren, and I'm not. I see them. They'll drive by and we have our masks on and we can talk, but it's short. It's different. And this is the way that it's going to be for a while. I want to wish you all a very happy new year. I want you to know that anytime you need support or you just want to chat, we're available. We're here to help. It's a hard time and it's an easy time, and it collides, and those emotions are there. I want you to know that there are people out here that care about you and want you to be happy and productive, and we're here to help whatever we can. And our time is up here. Mia, thank you for joining me. And next Tuesday at 11 o'clock, we're having an Uptown Studios live, so join us then. And Happy New Year, everyone. We'll see you next
Happy New Year. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.